Hi, you guys. Welcome to Coming In Hot with Caroline. We are back for an incredible episode. I am so excited. We have the beautiful Inside and Out guest. We have Lauren Tetenbaum. She has the book, Millennial Menopause. And you guys, I think, first of all, Lauren, she's here. Wait.
Hi.
Mwah. You guys, we just found out that we might be cousins.
Literally.
We just figured out that we're both Cuban. And now we're sisters.
Yes.
I'm so happy you're here because this is such an important topic and nobody wants to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's finally when women start approaching, and the ones that have the balls to now really have a voice in it, it's just people are starting to wake up. People are starting to see the light. I feel like it's such an important topic, and it's menopause. I know it's not sexy. I know it's not like what everybody wants to chit chat about, but it is one of the most important topics, I think, in a woman's life.
Absolutely.
Because I've been through it.
Mm-hmm.
And you dug deep in this book. Can you tell us a little bit, first of all, your background, because you're actually a lawyer. So can you give us a little background on you?
Absolutely. And thank you for having me.
Of course.
So I was a lawyer. I don't practice anymore. I now work as a psychotherapist. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. And in any career.
Thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you.
We do. We have to listen,
Yeah.
the ones in there working it, we know you don't get the credit you deserve.
Well,
and you're helping a lot of
you.
people.
Thank you.
Anyway, go ahead.
And I love helping people. I love helping women. And that's why I went to law school, why I got my master's. And I've also always loved to write. And it occurred to me that despite my expertise and experience in women's reproductive health and mental health, I knew nothing about menopause as I approached 40. And we'll talk about it more, but I got this opportunity to write this book and spread the word and teach myself and my clients and friends. And I'm super excited that it's now out in the world and we can be having these conversations.
Absolutely. First of all, what were the symptoms for you? Because I want to dig deep on menopause because I think a lot of people don't even understand what it is. Can you define it in your terms, how you, because I know you spoke to a lot of incredible, experts. I actually got to meet Lauren yesterday, guys. I know this is just a little behind the scenes. We had her best friend who we all love, Alyssa, who's amazing, threw a little book launch for her yesterday and had invited me separately. Like I had dinner with Alyssa and invited me to this thing. And literally we realized it was you. And it was just beautiful to see all of these amazing women come together. And I want to talk about it because I was in the audience. And so you couldn't hear the whispers. And it was just fascinating to me because, of course, I'm 53. I've been through menopause. And hearing when you were talking, the amount of people that are gasping or, oh, fuck, I'm scared. Oh, God, I don't want to deal with this. And it's just funny that you're like, people really aren't aware. They don't even understand what menopause is. And it's coming for all of you.
Yes.
No one's safe.
No
Lauren,
one's
tell
safe.
us, tell us this. What is menopause? What's the age range? Give us the scoop.
Okay, so menopause is defined as 1 year of not having a period. So menopause is one day that marks that year of 12 consecutive months with no period without a medical reason. A lot of people don't know that. When we talk about I'm in menopause or I'm experiencing menopause, we're usually talking about perimenopause, which is the phase of time leading up to that one day. And that involves hormonal fluctuations that lead to changes in one's menstrual cycle, as well as other symptoms like hot flashes, mood swings, night sweats, and everything and anything ranging from irritability to weight gain. I mean, there's a long, long list. And I get it that people are scared, and it certainly doesn't have a positive reputation.
That's true.
But it's a natural phase of development, of human development, women's health. And I really want to demystify it and destigmatize it. And that's why I wrote the book, because I do think menopause can be sexy, because midlife can be sexy.
You know what, Lauren, that's funny you say that because honestly, that just triggered a thought because I always say like, I feel like I'm coming in hotter. And it's
You
funny because
are.
it's hot. We always joked when we said the name coming in hot and we were like, it could be menopausal. Like joking, we were
Sure.
naming the show because
Yeah.
you're like, you are fucking hot.
You're fucking hot.
Right, but there is something that it's very powerful. And I feel forget the night sweats, forget the weight gain, forget all the bullshit that you go through. I do feel stronger,
Yes.
smarter, more capable. It is like when they talk about the cougar and they joke about you being a cougar, I was like, bring it on, bitch.
Bring it
like
on.
it is this feeling of we've kind of like gone through this war and like we came out the other side because
Yeah.
you will get through this. We all get through it.
You will get through it. And it can be tough, which is why I wrote the book, because you don't have to suffer through it. There are resources available. And then once you do get through menopause, you stop having a period, your ovaries stop functioning, you can still live such an incredible life and a long life after that. And so let's not be scared. Let's embrace it with optimism, curiosity, and community.
Very true. Okay, let's talk about some symptoms. Okay, let's start at the beginning, because I know for me, I remember starting with, and I think women will know, it's like that first hot flash. Like, honestly, I think I was in H&M or Zara, of course, shopping.
Yeah.
And I was with my two best friends, and they're younger than me, and we were in the dressing room, and all of a sudden it was like from the inside out. You are just, it's not explainable unless you feel it, because it isn't that just you go outside and it's hot. It's not.
Yeah.
It's like a fire starts to burn through you, and then you're just drenched. And then it passes. It is the weirdest. So we're in the dressing room, and all of a sudden I'm like, fuck, it's hot in here. I was like, you guys, why am I sweating? They're like, it's not hot. It's fine. That was my first, like, what is happening? Is that normally the first sign, or is it brain fog? I got vertigo. I got I had like 2 bulging discs and a lot of joint pain. Then I started feeling anxiety. I started having then I started having like panic attacks, where I actually told my friend that I wanted to go to the hospital. I was like, do you think I should go to the hospital? And she's like, I really think you're okay. So started having severe panic attacks. And then I think there is some your hair changes texture.
Totally. Your skin changes.
Then I got the tire around the waist. I've never in
fat.
my life, Lauren, I'm a thighs girl. I'm a J-Lo. Like, I've got the butt and the thighs.
If only we're all so lucky.
But it's funny because I was like, I've never had the stomach.
Yeah. No,
All of a sudden, it was a fucking 25 pounds, what felt like overnight.
Yeah.
I just named 10 horrendous, and then the night sweats to the point that you're waking up in the middle of the night to change your clothes. Like, literally change your clothes. Tell us this, like, the research you've done. Can you give us a list of all of these? Like, because I know people are out there thinking, wait, maybe I have this. What's legitimately the list?
So the list can be found in the book,
Yes.
but I will give a few.
Give you a few.
So you just mentioned some of the very, very common ones, but I think that women should know menopause is experienced differently by each and every woman. So hot flashes and night sweats are very common, but they're not necessarily the first symptom. They might be the first, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
I think what gets misconstrued is that they're usually the first symptom that we associate with menopause.
Okay.
Because so many women are writing off things like brain fog, low libido, anxiety, weight gain to just life. This is just life now.
Like, you're 50 now.
Right. Or 40.
Or 40. Right. It's like,
Yeah.
this is what happens to you.
Right. And we hear things like mom brain and,
Yes.
the mental load, which certainly exacerbates our ability to get quality sleep or to be as resilient as we once were or less anxious. So there's a lot going on internally and externally. And for many years, I think, until recently, really, women have been self-dismissing their symptoms and saying, I'll just deal with this. This is life now. I know you and I both often say, put your own oxygen mask on first, because women are used to taking care of other people and not prioritizing themselves. And frankly, it's because society doesn't prioritize women.
What were you saying yesterday that I thought was fascinating? How
Misogyny.
basically she was like, society hates women.
Yeah, I know.
No, but it's true. It's like this thing of
true.
We're not taken seriously.
I'm an optimist. I really do see the positives in things and people, but I'm also a realist and I want to be real. The reason that we haven't had as much attention and care about issues like menopause is because of misogyny. Women weren't included in clinical trials until 1993.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
That's like just 10 years. I mean, literally, that's not that long ago.
Well, it feels like 10 years, but I know, but it's not.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
It
I
really
agree.
does. Like, it's crazy.
I know. And there's so many things that we take from studies on men and apply them to women that are inaccurate. For example, heart disease or symptoms of a heart attack. We only really know them about men, when in fact heart disease is the #1 killer of women. And we just don't prioritize women. We don't prioritize aging women. There's lack of funding when it comes to women's health. The way we talk about women is pretty gross. The emphasis on anti-aging and women's value only as mothers in our culture. And I really think it's time for change.
Oh my God, I'm here for it. I went to my gyno and I asked about menopause, and she was like, basically maybe go get some hormones. But there was, when I say so little to talk about, it was like, I don't really know that much. It was kind of scary because I was like, I really don't want to go on hormones, and I don't know. I do have friends that went on hormones. They did have lumps in their breasts within 6 months, had to go off. I've had friends on hormones that are amazing, never fucking felt better. So it is a scary thing to navigate.
Yeah.
Who do you talk to? Who do you think is the right person? Because I don't know all doctors really have an expertise in this.
No, doctors are given very little training in med school, and same for nurse practitioners and other providers. And a large part of that is because of a study that came out in 2002 that was misinterpreted to say that hormones cause breast cancer, among other things.
Oh, it is? Is that a false statement, to be honest with you?
It's been
tell me.
largely debunked, and there are amazing researchers and doctors in this space that I certainly list in the book and talk about. But the main takeaway that I learned, and I was surprised to learn, is that hormone therapy is generally safe and effective for most women.
Okay.
There are contraindications, and it's a truly individualized assessment that one should make with their healthcare provider based on shared decision making. So one of the contradictions, for example, is active breast cancer. If you're getting treated for estrogen receptive breast cancer and experiencing menopause symptoms, you're not going to take hormone therapy, which is putting estrogen back in, if you're trying to treat the estrogen receptive cancer.
Right.
But some women, years after they've had estrogen receptive breast cancer, are experiencing symptoms that cause them to suffer, and they, with their doctors, choose to pursue hormone therapy. Now, that's totally individualized. Some women may choose not to. But the point is that doctors should know that there are so many nuances to it. And I'm actually quite glad to hear that even though your doctor couldn't really help you, at the very least, she said, I don't know much, maybe go elsewhere. Because too many doctors are still under this misguided impression that it's dangerous, and they just dismiss women.
That's actually a great point. Like, I did appreciate her not bullshitting me or telling me to take something or do whatever, and kind of maybe see an expert, a specialist, because again, it is a woman. I personally would rather see a woman for something like this. I know we met an expert that you have in the book. She was wonderful yesterday.
Sarah Sheely.
She was wonderful, and I chatted with her after too, just because it is something that, research. You want to go to the right people. You want to advocate for yourself, but you also want somebody who really advocates for women.
Absolutely. And thankfully, we're experiencing a cultural moment where we are seeing healthcare providers do that. There are so many amazing, amazing providers on social media, on other internet platforms that are giving out free resources. And for anyone looking for an actual healthcare provider who does specialize in menopause, the first place I would start beyond my book is the Menopause Society at menopause.org.
Okay, so maybe, obviously, everyone, you have to get the book. And all the info, I think what's great is everything is really detailed. So when you guys get the book, again, we're giving you a preview, we're giving you an overview, but there is so much information in there that it's like having that go-to book that you can, if you're feeling something or you're going through something, you can just take a quick peek, you know what I'm saying, and just keep it on hand if you need something. But anyway, just digging deep on this age. So I know yesterday people were asking, and I think that's just a common question, even in my DMs. What is that age range? Because what I find fascinating is how cruel it is that menopause hits in the sandwich years. I think it's like a double whammy for women who chose to have kids a bit later. I had my kids at 38 and 40.
Yeah.
And now my dad passed away. I have to take care of my mom. I've got 2 young kids. And then I was literally going through menopause as my dad was dying, taking care of my mom and the small kids. And you're like, women go through a lot. This is a lot.
I know.
What is that age range that women, because it's such a misconception out there.
Absolutely.
People are like, it's 55, that's it.
Yeah. One of the men who is a dear friend and a dear friend's husband, when he heard about my book, he said, but menopause happens to women in their 70s, right?
Shit.
No, not right.
Oh,
but
God.
that's okay. And now he's reading the book and getting informed. So there's so many misconceptions.
Yeah.
And even if you Google menopause, you often find images of like little old ladies, and that's not what's
just not,
happening.
yeah.
So the average age of menopause is 51 and a half in the US. But that perimenopause time frame leading up to the 1 year of no period can last between 4 to 10 or more years. And so,
Which is fascinating.
yeah, so usually by one's early 40s, you are likely, again, nothing is the same for everyone and,
Yeah.
you know, it's going to be different. But by 40 something, you are likely to be experiencing some symptoms. And I hear you and I don't disagree. It's cruel. It's, you know, a cruel joke to women. But I also believe it's something that, you know, we can handle.
Yes.
And shouldn't dread, especially because now we are increasingly aware of resources and opportunities to feel better. It can be hard. It doesn't have to be.
Right. And what do you think? What have you heard, honestly, through your research? What are some of the things that people are doing? What are like the top 2, 3, 4? Like, what are you hearing? What have your doctor said? These are my highest recommendations, just off the top of your head.
Absolutely. So I will just say that hormone therapy is considered the gold standard of treatment. It helps alleviate symptoms. It also offers protections in terms of cardiovascular health, brain health when it comes to preventing dementia or Alzheimer's, and just in general for your bones, for a wide variety of health issues. Of course, again, not everyone is a candidate, nor do you have to take hormone therapy if you don't want to. It's your body, your choice.
Yeah.
So there are also lifestyle things that we can all do and probably should all do always to alleviate symptoms and to enter this new chapter with optimal health.
Like what? Tell us.
Quality sleep.
Sleep is everything,
Oh,
right?
I love sleep. Yes.
It's everything.
Everything.
Like it is one of
It's
the
like
top
medicine.
right? It's ladies, we need sleep. Why are we not sleeping?
Well, we can answer
right,
that.
I
But
know.
yeah, but it really prioritize that, prioritize good health, sleep hygiene habits, and really make that a priority, you know, tomorrow, tonight, start tonight.
I'm really am. Just you
Yes.
saying that, it triggers something in you and you're like, just put your phone down, turn the lights out, put some white noise on or brown noise,
cool room.
make it nice and cool. Just, yes, it should be like something that you take seriously.
Absolutely.
Okay, what else? Give me the list. I'm
Quality
doing everything.
nutrition. So
What are the
real
top things?
food? You know, real food that is accessible to you and not that feels restrictive, because that's not a sustainable diet. But the Mediterranean diet is often recommended as a really great source of the proper nutrients, vitamin D, etc. And if you actually are lacking in a certain nutrient or vitamin, supplements are available. But I will just say, talk to your provider before you start taking supplements, because they really can have unintended consequences, especially on your liver. All that being said, if something is not harming you and you think it makes you feel better, then, you know, I'm a fan of trying it and
Right.
going for it. But do have very open and honest conversations with a trusted healthcare provider. Don't lie to them about supplements or whatever you're taking on the side.
And what foods do you think? I know there's probably a huge list, but is there one or two that stand out to you that doctors say these are just good brain?
Yeah, I mean, the classics when it comes to leafy greens and whole grains and just a variety, right? Good protein, eggs. My nutritionist, Anita Merchandani, who's featured in the book, she says, I love eggs and eat them any time of day. And I think that's
Really?
a really good tip because...
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. Because it is just true. And it's like sometimes I think, again, at this age, sometimes in this stage of life, we're so busy that we're like not prioritizing ourselves and our sleep and what we're eating, what we're putting on our bodies. Moms will literally eat the mac and cheese off the plate,
Standing
off
up.
the kit.
Yep.
Literally, like I've done it. Your dinner is scraping crap off the table. And again, one more instant of, or you stay up super late to pick up all the toys, to put the laundry away,
Have
to
alone time.
have a little alone time, and the next thing you know, it's 2 a.m. Now you're having anxiety because you know the baby's going to be up, and you just lost precious sleep. And it's like everything is stacked against you.
I know.
It feels that way
It does feel that
until
way.
you wake up and smell the coffee.
Yeah.
And understand that you do have power, right? Like we
Yes.
do have power, don't we?
I think so. And I also think that once you ask for help and embrace self-compassion and tell yourself it's okay that this feels hard and it's okay to get the support that I need, I think really you can flip the whole
Script,
Yes, absolutely. And so stress reduction is another lifestyle change that's really important when navigating the menopause transition. And of course, as you mentioned a moment ago, there's a lot of stress at this phase of life, physical and mental health symptoms aside. We're dealing with aging parents, we're raising kids, we're in our careers. The world can be complicated. There are so many stressors.
Right, 'cause
But
what we're watching to constantly and listening to is so stressful that, again, all of it, right? That's what you mean. Yeah.
yeah, and it's really stimulating. And as you said, there's very little time for self-care. But if we take a step back, we build our community, we engage in therapy or other social connections and make time to have fun and levity and laughter, we can feel
Breathe.
better.
Like sometimes it's like you can catch yourself being like holding your breath because you're just like, okay, what do I have to do next? What am I doing? We have forgotten what joy and medicine it is to actually slow down, to actually take a minute. Like, I feel better.
And you're reminding me of a skill I like to teach a lot of my therapy
Please, tell
clients,
us.
which is a dialectical behavioral skill, which is called the stop skill. And it's really about taking a pause whenever you're feeling emotionally elevated. Try not to react. Don't press send on the message that you've written out. Take a break, proceed intentionally. And nothing is as urgent as it seems. So if something triggers you, you're feeling overwhelmed.
Nothing's life or death, right?
Right.
Like,
Take a
really.
breath. Take a breath.
that's a great technique. It's like give yourself 5 minutes to like calm down for a
Give
second.
yourself a pause.
Is that, yeah.
I'm wearing a pause
Is that
bracelet.
why
Yes.
you do it though? Is that
Yeah.
like one of the main things? Because it's like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably an issue for so many people.
So many people, and I get it because especially, I mean, you alluded to being on our phones all the time. We're so conditioned to be rapid fire responsive and reactive, and that's not really the reaction that we necessarily want to have, especially if we're coming at it from a space of feeling negative or anxious. And so just take a breath. Even 10 minutes later, if you were to craft the message back, it will probably look a lot different.
God, if everyone in the world would think like that, wouldn't it be just a better place?
Yes, everyone.
If we all the typing people on TikTok and everything, like imagine if you just took 1 minute to just
Truly.
calm down before you send that. But it's just so true. Are a lot of women coming to you in therapy? So I'm just gonna say it
Yeah, let's
because
get into
and
it.
I used to joke around on Instagram saying that I figured out the cause of divorce. I mean, it's really like you are the problem. And I was like, and I was laughing. So I was like, you don't even understand how crazy you become. It is the rage you can feel that I literally may have turned into the Hulk. It was like I could have ripped my shirt off, and I think it was like a sneaker was out of place. Like it was one of those.
Or the
where-
husband's chewing.
Oh.
That's something I hear
just
a
breathing.
lot.
Sometimes
Yeah.
Sean's like, he does like this, he scratches something. I am not joking. I can hear that fucking scratch from a mile away. And I'm
believe
like, but it's so true. Like you turn into this psychopath.
Yeah.
And if no one's talking about it, you're not having an open conversation. If you have no knowledge on it, you don't even, and you feel lost and crazy, he definitely is going to think you're crazy because men really don't understand. And you understand why people would really break apart and separate because you do change. But it is this weird, awkward time that you don't feel like yourself until you kind of get a hold of yourself and you kind of understand, oh, I do have power and I am in control and I can handle this. Before that, there's this like scary time. And you can see how couples could really misread that.
Absolutely.
Couldn't you? And I was like, no wonder divorces are a lot in the 40s and 50s.
They are.
Like,
Yeah, they
we're
are a
really
lot.
changing. Talk to me about that, please. Are you seeing this in therapy? Is this really like, I mean, I know I'm joking.
You
but
didn't
is
make
this-
it up. No,
It's
this
real.
is real. And in addition to divorce rates being very high in this phase of life, the risk of suicidality among women in perimenopause is the highest. Risk of mental health disorders like anxiety and depression are the highest. Women are at their most vulnerable in terms of mental health during perimenopause. So as a therapist, I was really surprised to learn this. I was also surprised because I thought, why didn't anyone tell me this in all of my years of advanced education? Now I'm seeing it because, of course, my clients are aging alongside with me and we're in this new phase of life. And I've been working with many for many years and I've seen them through postpartum mental health issues, through everyday struggles. And now they're coming to me and saying, I feel weird. I feel different. I don't feel as resilient. The coping skills that I've developed aren't really working. I'm getting this demon taking over me. My husband's bothering me with everything and the phone's ringing and I'm irritable. What is this? It's
Right.
probably, I don't want to say perimenopause is the reason for everything, but if you're in the right phase of life and it's nothing else, then yes, it is probably, at least in part, due to perimenopause and the hormones fluctuating.
What is your greatest advice for your clients when they are entering this phase? How to really talk to their partners?
Sure. So I think psychoeducation, just explaining what's going on, that it's happening to you, that it's common, that there's help available. Psychoeducation for both the woman and whomever cares about her is incredibly important. It makes people feel less alone. When I explain to my perinatal clients that up to 1 in 5 women experiences a perinatal mood and anxiety disorder, which is during the pregnancy through the first year of baby's life, they already feel better. Like, oh, wow, I'm not alone in this. I'm not going crazy. I'm not imagining it. It's temporary and it's treatable. So giving that information about perimenopause in general, like this is a very common symptom, or your body's going through changes and mood swings are to be expected, and there are resources you can implement and tools, that makes women feel better. And I wrote a chapter specifically for men because they do belong in this conversation.
Absolutely.
And, yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more. I can still have an irritability. Yeah. I feel it coming on. It's weird. Like I can feel the hot flash immediately. I know exactly how it feels, and I know to just stay calm, like it's going to pass. Beautiful. And the irritability too, it's funny. It's a different than just being cranky. You start to, when you understand and you have the knowledge, you feel it. It's crazy. You do feel it coming on.
Yeah, you feel like the button being pushed.
And I literally will say to John, honestly, I will literally look at him and be like, I'm not feeling good today. Or like, I'm feeling cranky. Just leave me alone. Whatever.
Right.
And he knows
is what I need.
You do.
And if the woman or anyone feels better in their body, and of course we know that the brain is the most important organ for a woman's libido. If she feels better in mind and body, yes.
Wait, what do you mean?
The brain is your most important. You got to be stimulated in the brain. You got to feel emotionally connected. It's not just about blood flow.
Yeah, it's not about blood flow. That's interesting.
I know. Women are complex and brilliant. Our brains are very important.
That's really interesting.
Right. But so if you feel good, you'll be more interested in sex. And also if you're getting the appropriate care when it comes to vaginal dryness and, your actual physicality, you're more likely to want to have sex. So if nothing else, that should be a selling point.
Actually, that's really true. The vaginal dryness, I know that's not sexy. No one wants to talk about it. But like when you actually finally experience it, it is so painful. And this is always TMI. But
that's why we're here.
But that's why we're here. And I think that's something that, again, no one talks about. I know my friends, we don't talk about how much sex hurts or something like that. It's just not a topic. But yeah, imagine losing that. If a man knew how much it hurt, it's like razor blades. So just to make it, to be honest, and that is like, who the fuck wants to have sex like that?
Of course. Or if you're feeling, your body image, you're not feeling your best, you're exhausted.
You're sweating.
So if nothing else, at least learn about what's going on with the body and how you can help your partner feel better in their body and support them through it. And then maybe great sex will follow.
That's all you need to hear. That's the selling point at this one.
And, your partner, whoever the woman is in your life, will just feel better with your support, with the tools you're recommending. Like, tell your partner, I am not feeling great. I need to be lying down in a cold room, or don't bother me. Don't make stupid jokes.
Truly.
Yeah. And what you said.
Don't poke at me today.
Do not poke at me today.
Yeah.
What you said about knowing yourself, that is the key. That's the key to everything. Know yourself so that you know when something is different or new and you need help. Know yourself when you're about to experience a symptom and what you need to feel better. And I like to really track symptoms. Right now, I'm on the pill again because after doing all this research, I realized that my irritability and night sweats and a few other things were pointing to perimenopause, and the pill made it better for me.
It did?
Yes.
The pill actually, because I was on the pill, obviously, until I was having kids.
Sure.
But then I have the IUD in, which I don't know if many women know this, but for me, my doctor, obviously I was in menopause. I had it for 7 years. And during COVID, she thinks that's what helped me not go crazy, because I did have some hormones in me. And then we made the choice together, because like you said, talk to your doctor. Yes. We made the choice together to replace it. We actually replaced it. We removed it, and then we replaced it because she felt that she had seen enough research about uterine cancer that it's actually, like you said, a lot of things these hormones can help you avoid
Yes.
certain women's that, she was like, it helps with the breast cancer, it helps with cervical. Like, she's like, I just think it's better for you to have it in you than not.
Yeah.
So we made the decision to do that. So it's kind of like you went back on the pill.
And now I'm much more even. So
Are
I don't
you?
really have symptoms to track. But when I was hormone free, yes, I tracked them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you're not feeling anything now? Like, that really helped you, right?
It helped me tremendously. And I know myself really well, and I know my mental health well. And I'm very open also. So my whole life, like many mental health professionals, I've always experienced anxiety with a splash of depression. And I'm a big fan of SSRIs. For me, that's what works for me, in addition to psychotherapy, lifestyle changes, etc. And I was hormone free for a little bit, and I just started noticing, like, the phone would ring, and I'm like, who's calling me?
You
know?
did. You started to notice it.
The rage.
Yes. And then do you take like a Lexapro kind of things?
I take Zoloft.
Because I take Lexapro. It definitely helped. That's why I'm always like, do not poo-poo medicine or things that help you. That's like, speak to somebody, see someone. If I hadn't gotten that, like, I don't know where I'd be right now. Like, I'm sure I'd be okay, but why suffer?
Why suffer? And I always say that to friends, to clients. And I think medication, whether it is an antidepressant or hormone therapy, continues to be stigmatized. And that's why you and I are on this podcast talking about our prescriptions, because we have to normalize it. It's a tool in our toolbox.
Do whatever you need to do to feel your best. Why are we choosing suffering? I mean, how do you feel about the Ozempics and the GLP-1? Because a lot of people are saying how much it's helped with their brain fog, with their joints, I've heard really wonderful things about it.
Yeah.
I know some people still poo-poo it. To each his own, of course. What do you feel about it? Just because it's a lot of these symptoms that menopausal women are really taking it.
Yes, and they're having great success with it, and often in partnership with hormone therapy. Yeah, if it makes you feel good and it's in partnership with a healthcare provider who actually knows what they're talking about, go for it. I will also say I think it's a little sad that we continue to put pressure on ourselves to be skinny, to look the way we did in our 20s. And I wish we could remove that from our health.
Yeah.
But really, I'm a big fan of you doing whatever is good for you to feel good.
And that's really interesting, because I'm sure you deal with that in the mental health space, because I think that I was really uncomfortable in my body. I've always been tiny. Because when people are like, oh, you lost so much weight, I'm like, no, this is my natural size.
Yeah.
This is like, I'm actually heavier than I was before kids.
But
for real.
Shouldn't you be?
You're right, but it's weird that, like, and I don't know, sometimes it's our own pressure because we don't feel like ourselves and we don't look like ourselves. And then I think there's an insecurity of, you're married to someone who still looks the same.
My husband's very skinny. You don't even know that. So, I'm familiar with that idea.
And my husband can fucking eat whatever he wants. It's so annoying. But it's true that this feeling of, like, you wonder where this insecurity comes from. And it's because, like, you see the husband stay the same, if anything, look better, right?
Or they, lift weights for 5 minutes and they're
fine.
looking good. Yeah.
And we're here, like, literally feel like we're fighting World War III, with what we're eating. It's like your body's changing, your looks are changing, your hair, your texture, your anxiety, how you feel. It feels very unfair. And I think that's the scary, because it's like, it makes you feel insecure because that's not who he married.
Right.
And I feel like there's a pressure there to live up to something or to be something.
Yeah, you miss your old clothes. You miss the confidence.
Yes. Like, there's something that I think, something in the middle, like, because I agree, we cannot look 20 anymore. Right. And I don't want to look 20. Exactly. I am pro-aging and trying to look my best as much as I can. But I want to look good for me, what's healthy for me. It might not be for you, but this is my normal weight. This is how I look and feel my best, whether it's 5 pounds here and there. But it's a psychological warfare.
It's hard.
It's hard.
And we're so often our own worst critics. In what you were just describing, I was thinking about my own dear skinny husband, who throughout the years has always said to me, you look beautiful. I want you to feel confident. You're the most beautiful to me and always have been. And I feel very lucky to have him. But every woman's husband should be talking to her that way.
Absolutely.
And if he's not, we have other issues and we can talk about that. But it's really usually the woman who's telling herself, I need to look different, or I wish I looked like that. And I would
True.
love
John
us
never
all.
commented on my weight.
Right.
He never commented.
Yeah.
He always was like, "You look amazing." He gave me grace. He did, because I was changed. It's like, listen, we had 2 kids. I mean, you have kids.
Right.
Like,
You have kids, and you are aging, which is a privilege.
it is a privilege.
Yeah.
Everyone has the privilege of being young, but not everyone gets the privilege of being old. So this is a privilege. Going through menopause I have friends who did not make it to this time, and it is a real privilege to be here. And you're right, there is information, there is help.
Yeah.
I'm on the other side, and I still experience a few things, but I'm telling you, when you're in control of it and you actually know what you're dealing with, you can still have a great day.
Yeah.
That's the point.
And I love that you're talking about it, because I think that itself is really empowering and leads to so many connections and to feeling like you're not alone with whatever you're experiencing.
That's true. It's the feeling alone that really does a lot of damage. That's why community is so important.
Totally.
When you talk about suicide rates being so high at this time of your life, I think it is because women feel so insecure and so alone because there have been so many changes and you don't really know how to cope with it. And there isn't information. So that's what we're here to do. So you guys pick up your book, please, Millennial Menopause. Lauren was gracious enough to be here, right here. I've got the book at home. I'm going to show you tonight when I get home. It is unbelievable. You guys, it's just one of those things. Have it in your nightstand. Have it in your car. Have it on your Kindle, whatever it is that, like, it's just easy reading that gives you that info. And I think, again, knowledge is power. So read it, have your husband read it, have your friends read it, give it as a gift. You know, sometimes you don't know what to give. This is a great gift for, you know, either book club or just like a women's, you know, a 50th birthday party would be hilarious. Or 40th. That's what I mean. 40th. Like, it'd just be fun. So get your books. Lauren, thank you for being here. I absolutely loved meeting you, my Cuban sister.
Yes, primas.
I am so proud of you and happy to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you. Guys, please like, review, click the follow button, do all the good stuff. Have a wonderful week. Don't forget to get up and get dressed. Love you all. Mwah. Bye.